What up? What up? Welcome to the brand new
Three Pagans Eat.
Three Pagans Eat plus Jackson.
Jackson.
And this was kind of impromptu.
Yeah.
We've actually talked about this for years.
Before we started Three Pagans and a Cat, like I think we talked about doing it on your Christian blog.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Because Gwen used to have a Christian blog.
Yep.
And we talked about, as a family, we would go out to eat places and write blogs about them. Was the original.
Right, yeah.
Food critic.
Uh-huh.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, a little like
or food experiences.
Yeah, food reviews.
I think we called it 4 Foodies or something like that.
Oh,
I think so.
that's what it was.
I
couldn't remember what it was earlier.
5 years ago.
Yeah,
or longer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
But we never did anything with it.
Nope.
And just today we were at a restaurant in
celebrating
Kalamazoo.
Beltane and our renewal of vows 3 years ago.
Yeah.
And what else were we celebrating? Anything else?
I don't know.
Just family. This is
Yeah.
family day for us.
Yeah,
This is
so-
when we all can get together and do stuff.
Yep.
Mondays.
Yep. So we were eating and
really enjoying it.
enjoying it. And I think you were
Spoilers.
the one who brought it up.
I don't know. Did I?
I think you did.
I think you did.
Fuck, I don't know. I always make up shit and then don't remember it and then tell them later that I made up something. So
That's true.
Yep.
it's kind of the thing.
And so we remembered we had talked about doing that blog way in the past.
Yep.
And now we do podcasts, so it doesn't make really sense for us to do a food blog, but we could do a side podcast or a video cast,
Right.
for example. Because Car does Three Pagans on Tap where they talk about alcohol.
And
Right.
we have Jackson with us because Jackson is a chef.
Yes.
Yeah.
Goes.
Yeah.
He's going to dispute that, but yeah. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about food. This is going to be an unedited podcast because it's on video and I don't do that.
Just for fun.
Jackson, oddly enough, does.
Jackson does.
But I'm not going to make them.
He's not going to edit
Not
these.
gonna do that.
And we're just going to talk about, I think once a month we decided.
Yep.
Yeah, or whenever we
Or
randomly.
if we go out somewhere that's really good and we want to talk about it or
Yep.
whatever,
Exactly.
Or really bad, I guess we could also do that.
But technically, we talked about doing it once a month, like just to make sure.
Yeah.
that we
Right,
did
so
it.
that
So it
just
comes
sort
out
of,
on a
it'll
regular-
at least be monthly.
Yeah.
Maybe with a random one thrown in
Yeah.
Intermittently.
intermittently. Yeah.
And then you talked about possibly using this as a way to raise support for PIN.
Yes, but we haven't talked to them yet.
Pagans and
So
so
Yeah. So we'll figure that
we'll
out.
figure it out. We'll
Down
test
the
this
road.
out.
this is very experimental right now.
Right. Yeah.
And
We
in
literally just ate and
Exactly.
got home.
And
We
so,
just got-
like this setup may change. Like basically this is our usual podcast setup, except we took out the table so we could fit 4 people
Right.
and the camera.
Yep.
We just squeezed in.
We're just
Yeah.
all squeezed in
We're
very close
squeezed
together.
in.
So like this setup may change. Anything about this format may change because we're just experimenting
Like
right now.
theoretically, we might just have to go grab my camera.
Right.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we could have a real
Jackson has
camera
a
instead
real-
of what we have.
A
Yeah.
real
Yeah.
professional camera.
Yep.
Yeah. So we may do that at some point. But
Yep.
So anyway, why don't
yes,
you
tell us
start
where we
us?
went to eat.
Tell them.
Oh, so we went to eat today at the Dock at Bayview, which is in Richland, Michigan. And we absolutely loved it. So there were
really
a couple of things that were but other than that, it was.
But it had
was-
nothing to do with the food.
No, it didn't have anything to do with the food
Or the
No.
service.
or the service.
No,
the
yeah, we
service
had a
was
Oh my
great-
god.
Just shout out to our waiter. I didn't catch his name.
Neither did I.
I didn't like
Yeah.
see it on a name tag or anything, but
Yep.
he was phenomenal. He was serving all the tables
Yep,
as far as
every
I could tell.
table, yeah.
Every table
single
in the restaurant he was serving, and he was on
Amazing.
top
Yeah.
of
And
Yeah.
for
it.
the fact that he was serving every single table, he was serving with a quickness.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
good grief.
It
And
was on top of it.
like joyfully.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was
it was
really
so
like
happy.
Yeah.
he was really fun.
Cheerful.
He had good customer service face.
And he knew all of the menu items.
Yeah.
And,
Mhm.
you know,
Yep.
he had suggestions.
Yeah.
He was great.
Car asked for a surprise,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is I hate when people ask me that at the bar. So
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but I don't know.
For a drink. It was
Mhm.
a surprise.
Yeah,
He
a
said, just
surprise
surprise me
alcoholic
for-
drink, yeah.
for the drink.
Yeah,
But
they had like
no.
signature cocktails, and I'm like, I
Mhm.
don't want this one, but any of the other ones are fine.
Yeah. I also want to give a shout out to the restaurant because they had great spacing. Everybody wore masks unless they were seated at their tables.
yeah, the
Yes.
COVID
The
controls. were
COVID
good.
controls were good.
Yep.
There was a little issue with the bathroom.
Right, that
But
was the one issue,
was
I
the
think.
one
Yeah, that
issue.
was
I
the
mean,
one major
It's like
thing.
slap
So
a
at least on the
Sign on there, yeah.
on
sign
the
on there.
the female-oriented bathroom.
Yes. I don't know what was happening in the men's bathroom, but the women's bathroom, the
They
toilets
needed
were
to-
overflowing.
They
so,
needed to put a sign up that said "out of order."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
But
the door
other
was
than
just
that-
open, so
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was kind of
yeah.
gross.
Ah.
But other than that,
Yeah. The
The-
food was absolutely great.
the place was clean.
Yep.
The staff was friendly, and the food was phenomenal.
So we started with appetizers.
yes.
They were actually out of the appetizer that Gwen and I
That was
ordered.
the other
Yep.
one point against them was that they were out of something.
Yep. So they were out of the appetizer. Well, that was the only thing they were out of that I
Yeah.
know of.
Well, they
Yeah.
were out of the wasabi later.
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah.
true.
So, I ordered like braised Brussels sprouts with some bacon.
Mhm.
And they were out of the Brussels sprouts,
Okay.
so we ended up with mushrooms.
Fried
mushrooms, which were great, and it came with a wasabi aioli. That he was like, well,
He actually
most people don't like it, so
So-
do you want ranch or? Actually, he started out
he
with,
started with the other
do you
stuff.
want
yeah.
ranch? And I was like, well, is blue cheese okay? And he goes, well, normally it comes with the wasabi aioli, but nobody likes it.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, well, give me the wasabi
Yeah,
aioli
we'll try
and the blue cheese because I know I fucking
Mhm.
love blue cheese
Mhm.
dressing. So, so we got that for us.
Mhm.
Then the kids got a
Okay,
We got
so
boneless wings
boneless
with
wings with Korean
Korean pepper sauce.
Korean pepper sauce. Because
which
I
were
can't
delicious.
eat dairy.
Yep.
So I was just looking for any sauce that wasn't likely to have dairy, and also I love all things Korean spicy level. So I was like, yes, give me the Korean pepper sauce. That looks amazing.
And it was really
It was so good.
I
We
like
were talking
scraping
about
the bottle of the thing.
Yeah, the bottom of the little container.
well, that was the wasabi.
Oh, that was the
wasabi, yeah.
But so we both tried. We all three tried the Korean pepper
Mhm.
chicken,
Yes.
and it was really interesting
Oh,
flavor
it was amazing.
profile on that because
Yeah, it was
started
sweet.
there was a sweetness to it at the start, like you kind of expect from that kind of a sticky
Sweet
sauce.
and sour and tangy. It's tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It honestly tasted kind of like a gochujang sauce, but with a little bit of a difference to it. I'm not sure if they combined a couple of sauces or if it's their own like house sauce, but it was very good.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
So just so shout outs to the people who are here. Beck Blackwell has showed
Yeah.
up.
right.
Huge coincidence that they found it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Beck Blackwell was here in the chat before,
Before we
went
actually
live.
went live. Yeah. So Nolan Hayes is here. Megara
Megara.
says,
Hey.
was this a thing that was decided on doing last night when Carr was not on the podcast? It doesn't say that, but that's what I see. Oh, shit. I forgot. I can do this. Watch.
Oh,
Look at
that's
that.
right.
Ah.
Was this the thing that was? It was not decided last night. We
No.
decided it literally at the restaurant
Yeah.
as we were eating,
While we were eating.
and we like hashed it out over the meal.
Yep.
Oh
And-
hey, some of my favorite pagan content creators are live. That's true.
Yep.
We're
Yeah.
not talking about explicitly pagan stuff
Nope,
right now. We're
nope.
talking about
Food.
We're talking,
Food
this
we
is
ate.
going to be specifically about food and our food experiences. And this is also an opportunity for me to share some information with
Oh, you're
Yeah.
going to share it here first?
Why not?
All
I
right.
mean,
So, we've just talked about the appetizers. It's probably time to move into the entrees and to
Mhm.
explain why Gwen could not eat many of the fried mushrooms.
right.
Right. Like one.
Yeah.
Okay. So y'all know that a few years ago I had some medical issues. And when I was at the doctor this last couple of weeks ago, getting blood work and stuff, we thought, hey, yay, it's been 3 years and no cancer and
Mhm.
everything is good. And, my diabetes was a little out of control because, COVID. I'm going to blame COVID.
Okay, that's
Blame
one way to do it.
Yeah, sure.
On everything. She says. No, truthfully, as I wasn't watching my diet and my exercise, and things got a little out of control. But they did my typical blood work, and I expected because this was the first time I'd seen this doctor. It was new insurance and all that kind of stuff. And when the results came back, instead of just telling me she was going to be changing my thyroid medication, which is what I was expecting.
Uh-huh.
She told me that there was some issues with my liver enzymes. They were elevated.
Right. So they
By the way,
sent for
Nolan Hayes says always blame COVID.
Yes, Nolan, exactly. COVID, anytime, always. So my liver enzymes were elevated. There was a couple other issues that she noticed. So she sent me, what was it, last week, I guess,
It was, yeah.
to get an ultrasound, which is the first step toward trying to figure out what's going on. And it turns out that I have something called non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, which NAFLD. And I'm being, referred to a gastroenterologist who will possibly want to do a biopsy, because NAFLD, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, when it's early stages, it can be reversed through diet changes and exercise.
And apparently a lot of people have it and don't even know they have
Yes,
it.
because
It's essentially benign.
Yeah, well, they're essentially calling it the silent killer.
Okay. In some people, it's
In
benign.
some people, it's benign, but when you're in your early stages, it can be reversed. But if you go into the more advanced stages, stage 3 or 4, that's when it is NASH, and that is because the liver has become inflamed and scarred with damage, and that can't be reversed. And so
it essentially it can advance to cirrhosis.
it can
of the liver.
advance, exactly, and it can bring up a whole host of additional problems, because your liver is basically it cleans out your system, and it's the filter of your body, and if it's not working properly, then a lot of the rest of your body stops working properly.
So Gwen decided to make some changes.
So I'm making changes right now. I haven't seen the gastroenterologist yet, or had a biopsy or anything like that, but I figure proactive is good.
Yep.
So, I'm learning as much as I can about NAFLD, this is the acronym for it, NAFLD, and what the diet changes need to be. And one of those things is to, depending on who you're talking to, it's cut out sugar, cut out refined flours, because obviously you still have carbs, because fruits and vegetables and things like that.
And you can eat whole wheat.
Yeah, there's, those are, I'm still learning what the diet is. So a lot of this adventure for me in going out to a restaurant is finding, what can I eat?
Yeah.
So I had one of those fried mushrooms, which I'm not supposed to have fried food either. So
No. That was
naughty.
She was cheating.
I was being a bad girl.
Yep.
But fried mushrooms.
But she hasn't talked to her doctor yet, so
But
it's not.
It's not officially
She
cheating.
doesn't have the legal prohibitions
cheating.
yet. She doesn't have to answer to her doctor yet.
I don't have-
for her diet.
I don't have to. I don't have to answer to my doctor yet.
Suspected cheating.
It's suspected cheating.
We suspect the doctor would frown at her,
That's right. But
but
so
it hasn't been specifically prohibited yet.
that's right. So
That
this
says
is
much love.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you, Beck. And, and I'm not saying that to, it's just life, and we
Yep.
talk about life,
Yep.
But
and
like I said, it's relevant here, especially
relevant
because
here.
it's going to change Gwen's diet.
yeah,
Right.
it's going to change what
And
I
how
can,
we do eating out.
how I can do any
Like-
kind of food at home. Or
Like
eat out.
originally when we talked about we'll go out and get something to eat today, we were like, well, should we get pizza? Wait, no.
No,
Yep.
Pizza
because-
would be a bad idea.
Should we get Chinese?
No.
Yeah.
because a lot of food, especially in the United States, has a lot of added sugar
Mhm.
and a lot of salt, but also a lot of refined flour.
Mhm.
There's bread pretty much in everything.
Oh, it is most definitely a mood.
Yeah,
Yeah,
regardless.
Magar says, yeah.
Having to figure out what you're allowed to eat at a restaurant is a mood. to
Yeah.
them, yeah.
So that's, I kind of figured in this scenario, Jackson is going to be coming at it from the,
He brings the culinary student.
The culinary-
Culinary and
perspective.
non-dairy.
and non-dairy, because he's got his own special needs as far as,
diet,
special diet,
dietary restrictions.
dietary restrictions. But I'm having to learn exactly what my dietary restrictions are
Should be.
which they should be. And so it's going to be an adventure that you get to share with me.
And neither of us have any. Well, you're not supposed to have nuts,
I'm not supposed to have
but
nuts.
you
he does.
do anyway.
I just
Not
ate a bag
nearly,
of Marcona,
yes.
Marcona almonds.
Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Marcona diamonds would be really hard to eat.
That would be a little scary,
If
actually.
you were just chomping on those, we'd have some other problems.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Oh, that'd be the worst pipe
Hey,
in
Alfred.
the world.
So anyway, I'm not, talking about this to gain sympathy or, anything like
This is
that.
just a perspective we're bringing to this
It's just
Yeah.
a perspective
new project.
To this new
exactly, to
project.
this new project of what is it like when you have a limited diet
Yep.
and you want to go out with your family.
Mhm.
So
Beck, I've got to go to dinner, ironically, but yay, new series. Have fun at dinner, Beck.
Have
Yes.
fun, Beck.
Yeah, so we started with those appetizers that we talked about just a few minutes ago.
Right.
And talking about the mushrooms, because
Oh
so
my
a
God,
moment
those
happened.
mushrooms. I only had one, but
There
it
was
was worth it, people. It was worth it.
There was a moment where Dad said something about the mushrooms, and I thought he said, "I know they're just wet mushrooms," but and I was like, "Is that what you're eating?"
No,
So they were battered button mushrooms.
Yes.
But they were incredibly good. They still had a lot of the texture
they were
of
fresh.
the mushroom back in there. So I can't imagine that they're like bagged mushrooms from like Cisco or something like that that come in frozen. This seems like they were fresh mushrooms that were hand battered
They
there.
tasted like a fresh mushroom that was dipped in batter and then fried.
Yeah.
Straight in the fryer.
Yeah, it was delicious.
What do you think, Jackson?
I mean, they're still probably from Cisco, but they probably are fresh mushrooms. from
Fresh
Cisco.
mushrooms from Cisco, then battered there. So yeah, that's fine.
I mean,
What I'm saying was they were already ready and you just stuck them in the fryer.
I mean, yeah, but yes, they were probably from how they looked from when you had one. You kind of like
Yeah,
sliced it
she
open.
like disassembled it.
It looked like they were fresh mushrooms
Yeah.
that were probably tossed in batter. because
Yeah, and
that's
it
the
looks like
easiest
a
way.
tempura.
Yeah, it was
batter,
very well
so it was
coated
light.
all around.
So they're
But it was a
probably
light
they're
batter.
Yeah, it
probably
was.
not hand dipped. They're probably like
Yeah.
tossed.
Yeah.
It was very, very good. It was worth it, people. Seriously.
Your one mushroom.
My one mushroom.
There were like 9 mushrooms on the plate, so I ate 8 of them.
And now,
But-
we mentioned the mushrooms came with a wasabi sauce,
Which I did not try.
Which was wasabi aioli.
yeah,
Wasabi
it was a
Explain
wasabi.
the aioli.
So fucking good.
It was amazing. So
This
like
is an explicit podcast.
Yes, as always.
Right.
We are an explicit podcast,
Yeah.
Big
vidcast,
cat, video cat,
whatever.
stream.
yeah,
So,
whatever
you know,
it is.
If you're
Whatever it is,
offended,
we're gonna cuss a lot.
You're sorry.
Yeah.
So,
Luckily, the only
Not
places we
for
posted
children.
this is on our Discord,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
which all those people fucking know,
Uh-huh.
and on our YouTube, and all those people
Oh,
fucking
fucking
know. So
know.
yeah, we're good.
Yep.
Um,
But yeah, so it was technically your wasabi aioli. So talk about that.
It was really really good. It kicked down the bitiness of the wasabi, but you got all the flavor of it because it was in the aioli. Which I want to tell this too. So we asked our waiter
This is funny.
if the wasabi aioli had any
Dairy.
And
dairy in it,
Jackson
because
wasn't try
Jackson
it.
can't have dairy.
I can't have dairy, and so mayonnaise doesn't have dairy in it. Mayonnaise is an egg-based thing, but you will occasionally get a mayonnaise that is dairy-based because sometimes companies be weird, and
And they throw in some
They'll throw
sour cream
yeah,
or something.
Or some
Yeah.
some milk product or
Milk
whatever.
product.
and
Right.
traditionally aiolis don't have dairy in them at all. They're like lemon and mayonnaise and maybe some garlic and,
And
like
egg.
Olive
pepper,
oil.
and that's it.
Yep.
But some restaurants decide we'll throw sour cream in there for fun.
Right.
Make
So-
it fancy.
So our question was, does your aioli have dairy in it?
But then he wanted to explain like how
What a-
mayonnaise
what
is
a-
made.
Generally speaking, aiolis are made with mayonnaise.
It's like
And mayonnaise is
made out of. And Jackson's sitting there like, I made an aioli today.
I didn't say this.
So, but
He
I
was
didn't want to be
thinking
rude.
And this one over here is like, the guy's trying to go through his spiel. And this one over here is like, no,
No, but
no,
in
no,
this
I
this-
understand how mayonnaise is made. Does this have
this
dairy
have
in it?
dairy in it. That's all we need to know. Does this specific
And
one
so,
have
so
dairy?
he finally got what our question actually was. Not like, what's an aioli? But like, what's in this aioli? And it was like,
Specifically.
there shouldn't be dairy in the wasabi, and there shouldn't be dairy in the aioli. And
We were like,
Perfect. It was,
Which allowed Jackson to be able to try the
Try it,
wasabi
yes.
aioli as well.
I mean, you could tell, at least I thought, that he was kind of working from a script.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You know, like,
He's gotten the what's an
Most
aioli
people
question
don't
before.
know.
Yeah, most people don't have a chef and a
Mhm. And a
restaurant manager sitting at the table. And
what are some of
so
the comments here?
let's see.
Are they asking about the aioli?
Let's see here.
You're just gonna have to let the comments go.
Okay.
Let's see. Explicit group of people in general, says
That's
Megara.
true.
That's
Oh,
very
yeah,
true.
that's fair.
That's a mood, definitely.
I just can't
Nolan Hayes says, my brother's girlfriend
Was allergic
was
to
allergic
milk
to milk. Yep.
Yep.
And
and learned that it's in everything, just absolutely everything, even things that it shouldn't be.
Oh,
in.
right,
yes.
exactly. Yeah.
It's such a nightmare
One
to
time-
find dairy-free.
One time we got, so you know those Tostitos chips that have the lime
Oh, my
flavoring on
word.
them? They're very good. But we gave them to Jackson one time because we were like, it's lime. He
No.
had the worst reaction he's ever had.
His
My-
tongue swelled
My
up.
tongue swelled up and I couldn't talk and I felt very nauseous.
And afterwards, we looked at the back of the thing and it was like milk,
Milk
solids.
solids, yeah.
And we were like, and your lime flavored chip? Why?
It's because it holds,
Because it holds the flavor
Yeah,
on
it
it.
holds the
you
flavor
have
on
to
the
be
chip.
very careful with anything that's flavored
Yeah.
and snack
Yeah.
food.
Gluten
Yeah.
too,
Yeah,
yeah.
So-
Navarre said that's what it's like with gluten
It's
too,
everywhere.
and we can't eat anything from McDonald's.
They put it in the fries.
even.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, they put sugar on McDonald's fries.
Oh, see?
Unbelievable.
And that's the thing is like
you would not know to taste them.
No.
with
No,
my,
yeah, they put sugar
Yeah.
on them before they fry them. That's why McDonald's fries are so addictive. And they make them like crack because they literally put sugar on them.
That
I knew a dude who
answers
worked at
so
McDonald's.
Jackson, sugar's not addictive. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Well, yeah, it's like the taste. Like that's,
I literally have never tasted sugar on fries. We'll move on.
We'll move on. We're not going to get into this argument.
On the other
But-
hand, I've had crack fries.
yeah.
And those are a different thing.
Those are a different thing.
But I will say that is a challenge, just like for people who need to be gluten free, people who need to be dairy free, and they find this gluten and this dairy kind of
Nut
sneaking in.
allergies.
Yeah.
Nut
Yes.
allergies or sugar. Like
Yeah.
in my case, it's going to be sugar and refined
Mhm.
flours, and it's it really is. It can be challenging. Like
Mhm.
what I ordered, I believe was a Cobb salad.
Yep.
And it had mixed
No, it was a Waldorf salad.
Waldorf. That's what
Yeah.
it was. Thank you.
Waldorf.
Which
Waldorf.
talk about the
Waldorf
Waldorf
salad.
salad because in general. Cause
Well,
it
that's what I was gonna talk
about.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
very good.
The Waldorf salad was a mix of baby greens and
Spinach.
It was
spinach,
and
I
yeah, and
think.
romaine.
Yep.
and romaine. It was a nice mix of lettuces, and then it had pecans. It had sliced green apple, and I asked for chicken,
And
and
it
I asked
had,
for roast, grilled chicken,
It had craisins.
Crazy.
and it had
yeah.
craisins in it, the dried
Mhm.
cranberries.
Cranberries.
And then I put a poppy seed dressing over it. Now I didn't think about it, but those dried cranberries
Had a lot of sugar.
had a
in
lot
it.
of sugar in them because, of course, they're dried. So I didn't think about that until after I went,
Mhm.
as I started eating. But I got a poppy seed dressing, thinking, okay, this will be good.
Mhm.
That dressing had sugar in it. It was, you could tell, you could taste it. It was a very
Right.
A
sweet
sweet dressing.
dressing. And so I was like, okay, this was a wonderful salad.
Tasted delicious.
Tasted absolutely delicious.
but it had all these
it
hidden
had
sugars
all
in
these hidden sugars in it that I probably should not have eaten. So that's going to be the trick, is finding salad dressing that doesn't have a hidden sugar in it.
Yeah, make your own. You put it in your bag and
And
you
bring
pour
it
it
with
on.
you. Yeah.
Or just ask for plain,
Balsamic.
olive
Olive
oil
oil,
and,
yeah.
and vinegar.
Vinegar, yeah.
Yeah.
But the salad itself was delicious because
It looked great.
you could either have salmon added to it, or I think steak
Or
Yeah,
chicken,
chicken.
yeah.
or chicken. And
Yeah.
I asked, and they said they could either grill it or fry it. So of course I asked for grilled. And the chicken, sometimes chicken can be a little dry when in salads at restaurants.
Mhm.
Not this. This was perfectly moist, had a little bit of a char on it, so it had that really nice grilled flavor to it. It was beautiful. It was a wonderful salad. It was
It
huge.
looked great. And yeah,
It
big
was
plate.
big plate, big salad. So it was very filling. But again, it had all those hidden sugars in it that I was like, oh, okay.
And
well,
then you also got an
I
Arnold
tried.
Palmer.
that I did on purpose.
That was, she knew the
That I
sugars
knew.
were there.
I knew the sugar was going to be in that, but it was they had unsweetened tea, and then they put in a lemonade.
Yeah.
Which it was very good. It was a very tart lemonade. So, but yeah, that I did on purpose. It's kind of like the mushroom. I knew what I was doing with that, but it did not occur to me when I ordered that salad.
Mhm.
Because I thought, oh, cranberries, because it didn't say craisins, it said cranberries. I
Even
believe.
Are
if
you
it
sure it was craisins and not actually dried cranberries?
Might have been dried cranberries.
You're
That's
right.
what craisins are, basically.
No, they're different. Craisins actually have added sugar. Dried cranberries don't.
Okay. So All I know is that the thing that really alerted me was after I looked at the dried fruit and I thought that's probably, dried fruit, that might be a little dicey, but it was the delicious poppy dressing
Right.
that I realized had added sugar, and it never even occurred
You're
to
gonna
me.
have to look into whether like fruit sugars are a thing you need to worry about.
Right.
According to what I have read, regular fruits are not a problem. Fruits, vegetables, the natural sugars of fruit and vegetables are not a problem. Juice, yes, is something I should avoid
Because it's more
because it's
concentrated.
concentrated. So I'm assuming, again, I have to talk either to a dietitian or read the book that I bought, to find out
I don't
if
think
dried fruit is similar to
I think it depends on
juice.
how it's dried,
could be.
but you're not going to have as much. Like the reason a juice is more concentrated sugar is because there's more fruit in it
Right.
in that small portion than there is in a piece of fruit
Right.
equivalent to it, right?
Right. Well, I'm not sure. I
Like
think
if you
it's-
eat, if
I
you
think
have
it's
like
because the fiber is taken out.
that's
from-
part of it,
during
but
the
like if
juice
you have a cup of apple
Uh-huh.
and a cup of juice, there's more apples in the cup of juice than there is in the cup of apple.
Yes, that's true.
So that's part of it, is that
Right.
there's just
Possibly.
more.
more sugar
Yeah.
being added. So that's going to be an interesting challenge to find out, what dressings can I have
Mhm.
and what salads, what should I have added to them and that kind
So
of
you
thing.
could probably eat maple sap pancakes, but not
Not
maple
maple
syrup pancakes.
I don't know.
Because
Yeah.
it takes 40 gallons of maple sap to make
Make
1
1
gallon of maple
That's a
syrup.
lot of
Yeah.
I'll
So,
probably end
You'd
up
have
putting
to-
strawberries on it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's good.
do you want to talk about what you had?
Yeah, so what I barely had.
Right.
So I ordered the Reuben sandwich,
Which did look good.
which came and it was
Huge.
enormous
Huge.
sandwich. Like
It was
each
probably an inch and a half thick on each.
half of the sandwich was about the size of my hand.
Well, and that bread was really thick.
It was very thick bread. Yeah, like it was like
A
this,
marble rye?
Yeah, it was a marble
Right?
rye, and it was like this thick, and I could like barely fit it in my mouth
Not the
by
bread
squishing.
pieces,
No, not the bread.
sandwich.
The
The
whole
whole
sandwich together.
The bread pieces were like this big.
That's right.
No, the sandwich was like this thick.
The slices of bread were quite
Yeah.
thick.
Yeah,
Yes.
yes.
They were.
Yeah, it was not like a
But not
thin-
like that.
But no. So yeah, I could like barely fit it in my mouth. And Car actually asked me, I think, like, can you even take a bite out of that?
It has the smallest mouth on planet Earth. It's weird.
Very true.
But yeah, so I managed to eat a few bites of it, around dipping my waffle fries that came with it into the wasabi aioli,
Right.
which occupied most of my night.
Right. You had what, 3 bites of the Reuben
Yes.
and all of your waffle
and all
fries.
of my waffle fries, every one of them dipped into the wasabi aioli, and also some of those boneless wings.
Yeah.
with the Korean pepper, those were very good.
Yeah.
And you had some of my green beans.
I did have some of your green beans. So
So Jackson, why don't you say what you had?
Tell
Okay.
us about your meal, which was beautiful. By the way.
So,
It was
yeah,
nicely.
you did a
It was
great job.
nicely plated. It really
Yeah.
was.
so on top of the boneless wings that I got, I ordered the salmon because I ordered the salmon because I'm me and I love salmon.
Jackson loves salmon so
Love
much.
salmon.
It's so little
He
disturbing.
keeps freeze-dried like salmon.
Not freeze. They're smoked. They're not freeze
Keeps them
dried.
in the fridge, and when he opens them, the whole fridge smells like salmon.
Oh, does not like.
Just keep going, Jackson.
Oh,
It's
does
fine.
not like anything from the sea.
No,
Oh, really,
Or the
really
lake.
hates fish.
I
So
hate
I
the
have
smell.
to.
How do you
I
feel
have
about
to
Neptune?
eat my smoked salmon when they're not here,
Yeah.
or
I'm fine with the smell. I just don't want to eat it.
I make my peace with like people are gonna eat fish around me, but like I do not enjoy it.
so I have some smoked salmon in the fridge, and I'm gonna go eat it in the yard tomorrow. And that's gonna have to be how
But
it
let's
is.
not
Because
tell
he's a
him.
good brother.
Let him tell about his.
Yeah, tell about your meal.
Well, first off, the smoked salmon that I have has everything bagel seasoning on it. I'm very excited about it.
How'd you get that in there?
Anyway, so I got a salmon fillet with bourbon sauce on it, which one is freaking delicious, and two, it was massive.
It was a huge piece of salmon.
Huge piece of
huge
fish.
piece of salmon. But it also came with basically 3 sides.
Yeah.
I got a side salad, which came out first, with balsamic dressing, and it was really like quality side salad.
It wasn't just a wedge of like
No,
Iceberg,
lettuce.
yeah.
It had a bunch of different.
It was a
leaves.
lettuce blend, so it was romaine and
Spring
spring
mix.
mix.
Mhm.
It had 2 slices of cucumber, some actual like, instead of your general like shredded carrot, it actually had like mandolin slices of carrot, which was pretty classy.
You had some green pepper on
Yeah,
there.
there was
Yeah,
so much
green
on there. I think
pepper,
some
it was-
tomato.
Yeah,
a
there was
bunch
lot
of diced tomato. It was a really
Which
nice
is really
salad.
nice to see, like a small salad like that, a side
It
salad,
was nice.
not
was
have cherry
packed.
tomatoes.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, it
know,
was the
and it's
full
actually like
plate.
julienne.
And they presented it really interestingly. I noticed when they brought it out before you sort of mixed it up and started eating it, is that like all the pieces were sort of
Oh yeah,
separately
they
Yeah.
did that to mine.
on,
They were
kind of
on
portioned
top of
out.
the lettuce. So like I guess if there was any piece you didn't like, you could just
They
nudge it off.
They
Yeah.
did the same thing with the
Yep.
Waldorf salad.
Yeah.
Everything was sectioned
They
towards,
were-
with the lettuce in the center.
Yep.
It's generally called compartmenting a salad.
Gonna speak into Mike
Yep.
Jackson.
Sorry.
He's getting used to this.
It's generally than the places that I have worked, it's called compartmenting a salad,
Gotcha.
where you put your ingredients in compartments. It's just easier for the workers, and it's easier for the customers. If they find an ingredient that they don't like, they can just be like, be gone.
Mhm.
But I don't think you did that with anything.
No.
No,
Oh, yeah.
which is impressive because I don't usually eat cucumbers. But that balsamic vinegar vinaigrette was really nice, and I just sort of drenched cucumbers in it. Like, ha.
He looked at me and he
I
said,
get like
Mom.
these now.
He looked at me and said, Mom, I like cucumbers now.
Well, I don't generally eat cucumbers, and I have eaten them like 3 times this week.
So there you go. Cucumbers.
But talk about your other sides.
So my other sides. So the actual salmon came on a bed of green beans.
Were they
which-
steamed?
They looked like they were sautéed actually.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And because they were on, like, they also kind of got the bourbon sauce on them
Right.
Mhm.
because of the salmon was on top of them, but they didn't, like, they benefited from it. Like, it was
Yeah.
nice. And then they came with like a side of potato. Then they were like, do you want a baked potato or a loaded potato? And I was like, all of these sound like they would have dairy in them. And he's like, you can just have fries. And I was like, yeah, sure, fries.
So you also got the waffle fries.
Yeah.
So I got waffle
Yeah.
fries.
And
So,
you also dipped them in the
and I also dipped those in the aioli. It was really great. So I didn't realize that my freaking salmon would come with 3 sides.
So there was a huge box that came home
Mhm.
Yeah.
for both Jackson and Ode.
For
Yeah.
me, because I barely ate my sandwich because I was too busy with the
Yeah.
fucking wasabi. But
And don't forget that they had shared a
yeah,
starter.
that's what we
Right,
say.
yeah.
Shared a
it
starter.
at the start.
And I also took home some of Car's onion rings.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because
so
I wasn't
talk
going to
about,
say no to that.
talk about what you got.
So I got a black and blue burger. So that's a blackened burger with blue cheese, aioli on it, and then I added bacon because why not?
Because that's who
Because
you are.
bacon makes everything better.
Mm.
It was
Um,
very crispy bacon. He gave me a
yes.
piece of it.
yeah, it was very crispy bacon, which is always good because sometimes you get like
Like
limp
kind of a
bacon.
weak bacon.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you don't want limp bacon. You want stiff bacon
Yeah.
on your sandwiches.
Crunchy.
So
Okay,
Anyway.
moving on.
You're making the face. But your bacon should crunch.
right, yeah. So anyway,
It's his double entendres. that
Mhm.
I'm giving him
Oh, I
shit
know.
about.
I'm 100% aware. I'm just moving on.
anyway, so it was very good. I asked for it medium, but knowing that it was blackened, there's 2 ways to do it. One is to turn your grill up
Mhm.
and get the blackened really quick and still keep the insides medium pink. I didn't get that. I
Right,
got
no, he got a well done.
a well done burger, blackened, but it was still very tasty. Like there was nothing wrong with it. And then I got a side of onion rings, which I
And it
wasn't
wasn't-
able to finish.
Was it dry at all?
No, not dry
Yeah,
at all.
so-
Yep. So
So they did a good well done.
yes.
They did,
Yep.
they did. Now, in addition to what was eaten, these 3 got to sample
Right, we
some
tried some
of
drinks.
the drinks. And
We
I
tried
already
some of
told you about my my Arnold Palmer, my
Your illegal Arnold
illegal
Palmer.
Arnold Palmer, which was very good.
Yeah, and then I got.
Hold on.
Okay.
I don't understand this.
Bacon is evil, but you do you.
Magara.
Maybe Magara doesn't do pork products.
Are
Maybe,
you a
but-
vegan?
Magara.
My brain says bacon equals sick because I had a real nasty stomach bug that decided
Ah.
to manifest right after eating some bacon once, and now I can't do.
I
Car has a
understand.
story about that in Sambuca,
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Yep.
Mine was alcohol, but
and that's why he can't do licorice flavors. So
Yeah.
he 100% gets that.
Isn't that why you can't do Outback Steakhouse?
Yes.
although
well,
that's better now.
that's better now.
Right. I've managed to break the Outback Steakhouse curse.
I got the worst case of food poisoning I've ever had in my entire life at an Outback Steakhouse
In Atlanta, Georgia.
in Atlanta, Georgia.
And for many years, did not trust the Outback
Oh,
Steakhouse.
No.
For like 10 years.
But you can't miss the bloomin' onion that
Actually,
long.
no, it wasn't Atlanta. It was Bowie. It was in Maryland. We had met with some of your friends.
I don't think that's right. I think it was with my mother, and it was in
Well, it's regardless.
Atlanta. But
I
It was
whatever.
a long time
super
ago,
sick.
somewhere in the South.
I was sick for 5 fucking days, y'all. It was just terrible. So yeah, I did not enter. I like crossed myself whenever I saw
Oh no,
an Outback
we'd go
Steakhouse.
near one and someone would look at it when we were looking for a place to eat.
like
And
no,
mom would go, no.
absolutely not. Not going there.
All right, but we did all get
Yes.
drinks.
So
Right,
talk
yes,
about the
so,
drinks you
yeah.
got, 'cause they did look good.
Yeah.
So I got 2.
Yes.
You
We
got
all
2.
got 2.
You only got 2?
I got
two
two.
of the
Okay, all right.
same ones
The same
though.
Oh, you cheater.
I know, right?
It
So
was good.
I started out with a Guinness because it took me a while to figure out that they had
They had
6
good
extra
mixers,
taps that
yeah.
were rotating,
Mm.
and
They have secret
right,
tapped beer
yeah,
that you have to ask the server for.
yeah, and I didn't ask, so I just
So
saw
what's the
Guinness
name?
and chose that.
What's the name of the restaurant?
It is the Dock at Bayview.
So if you're in Michigan and
You go to the Dock at Bayview in Richland, Michigan.
you ask them
Yeah.
what is
Right.
on
Ask
tap.
them what's on tap because
Ask them.
the drink menu is only going to list like Bud Light, Miller Light,
Yeah.
a few other things.
Guinness, Oberon,
Oberon, yeah.
and Two Hearted.
Yeah, exactly.
So you have to ask the server.
Like
Yeah.
this kind of stock. Ugh,
Yeah,
fine,
the stuff
whatever.
you find,
Yeah.
the stuff
Yeah.
you can find anywhere.
Yep.
Yeah.
But they have other stuff on tap. You just have to ask.
So anyway, I drank a Guinness first. I drank a tall, but it was very good. I mean, it's Guinness.
Right.
You
Exactly.
can't really F up Guinness. Sorry, you can't really fuck up
I was
Guinness.
gonna
Say,
say,
why
why
are you bothering?
are you censoring yourself?
So it comes out like it comes out. You drink it and it's fine.
Mhm.
Like it's not the best stout in the world,
But it's a solid
but
stout.
it's a solid stout and it works. So
That'll get you
um,
drunk.
I don't even know about that. It's like
Listen.
6.5%.
A 6.5 will get you drunk if you drink it up.
Well, that's very true. And then I randomly he came by and was like, "Hey, would you like another one?" I'm like, "You know what? Just pick off
Surprise me.
Just
this
surprise
menu
me.
of things and don't give me the martini and surprise me with whatever else."
And he goes,
Okay.
"Yeah."
Yep.
He took on that challenge with no
He
further
took on
questions,
Yep,
which I
yep.
respect.
Yep.
Because when people tell me that at the bar, I'm like, do you like sweet things or dry things? What are your taste preferences? I don't know you.
Of course, Carr memorized the drink menu. So I got a pirate drink,
Yes.
Yep.
which is funny considering the day that's happened to me on Facebook, where one of our listeners of Three Pagans and a Cat misspelled my name, Carr.
Too hard.
C-A-R-R.
And so I
Then
felt
there
like
was
a pirate.
There was a whole pirate discussion.
Right, yeah.
So it was
Carr.
What was
Anyway.
that? Do you remember?
It was orange juice,
Amaretto.
amaretto. It was rum. Yep.
Captain Morgan's.
Spice rum.
Yep.
And then there was a sweet and sour.
Ah,
Yep.
that's right.
Yep.
It looked very pretty. It was a nice, pretty
Yeah.
drink.
It was an orange colored drink with the orange
Mhm.
juice like you would expect.
Yep. Yeah. And
Yeah.
it was very tasty. It was very good. You had a little bit of
I
it.
had a
Yep.
little bit of it, and now I'm thinking we need to add some orga to some of our drinks
Right. Yeah.
and get that almond.
Yeah. Get that almond popping
Mhm.
and some of the stuff that we do at the
Taproom.
that place where I work.
Valhalla.
Achievement Christmas. It's Monday. I'm off.
And then
Yep.
Jackson, talk about the drink you had twice, and I got one of.
I don't remember what it's called.
It doesn't. It's Dockside Blue.
It
or
was
something.
pretty
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Dockside Blues, that's what it is. I already know it. I got it because it was primarily vodka.
Did it have some? It had something blue in
It
it.
had blue curacao.
Yeah.
No,
And
I don't think it had something Maui.
Oh, you know
Um,
what? It did. It had the
Yeah,
blue Maui
It had the
rum.
blue
Yeah.
Maui. It did not have
Yep.
blue curacao.
Yep.
It was vodka and blue Maui and pineapple juice and 2 other things, I believe. I'm not a drinks person. I'm a food person. I'm sorry. So I don't remember everything.
The
that
drinks
was in it.
person fell to this side of the
Yes.
family.
Yeah. But I know it was vodka-y and pineapple-y and delicious, and it was blue and it was fruity,
It was
And it
very
came-
fruity, very sweet
and it came with a slice of orange in it
that he ate.
that I ate. I ate both
All
of my
3
orange.
times.
I ate both my orange slices, and I ate Ode's orange slice, and
I ate my own orange slice. I'm just saying.
and it
I
was
didn't
just
know orange slice.
You're not
fucking
supposed to have sugar.
delicious,
I can have
and I
orange.
had all of it both
But not
times.
alcoholic orange.
I almost forgot that I ordered a second one, and then I was like, "Shit! Now I have to down this." But it was really fucking good, and I'm very happy I got both.
Yeah, it was very good. So I got that for my second drink because I tried some of his and I was like, yes, thank you. I'll take this sweet, like fruit-
Delicious thing.
Yes,
Delicious
nectar for my second. But my first one was it was a peach whiskey with sweet and sour mix,
Yeah, it was
Right.
Despicable Peach, right?
something like that.
No,
No,
it was
dirty.
We don't remember the name.
Yeah.
We're
I
gonna
remember.
do this. We
Green
need to
apple,
write shit
green
down.
apple bastard.
No,
No, no.
it was
peach.
a peach whiskey of some kind.
Right, with sweet
It was
and sour.
it was bastard green tea or something.
Yeah,
That's what they call it.
yeah,
Or
bastard. Yeah.
delinquent green tea or something.
Something like that.
But so it's a peach whiskey with a sweet and sour mix, and it's a really interesting combination to have because a peach whiskey obviously is naturally
Sweet. Yep.
very sweet, and sort of has a tea kind of a flavor to it because you get peach in tea a lot, especially in like you get an Arizona iced tea or something.
Right.
Peach is a pretty common flavor in a lot of those.
Right.
And then a sweet and sour mix, which is, I wouldn't call it citrusy exactly,
No.
but tangy.
Yeah.
It's just a sort of a tangy flavor profile combined with the peach. It was a really interesting, good drink that I enjoyed a lot.
No, I got to try it. It was
Yeah.
very good. Yeah.
I tried it as well, and it was
And
delicious.
That came in a much smaller glass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a tiny little thing.
That's what happens when it's only like a 50-50 mix or a 70-30 mix or
yeah.
something like that, rather than we got all this other shit that we're
All
throwing in
those
with a little bit of
juices,
alcohol.
yeah.
Yeah. I can serve bigger or smaller.
Yeah. But no, I think overall our experience both with the drinks and the food was very positive.
Yes.
And of course our
My only disappointment was that at the end of our meal, when we got the boxes, we were like, hey, can we also get some of that wasabi aioli to go? We will pay for it. And then he was like, yeah, sure, absolutely. I'll go back and get some of that for you. And unfortunately, they were out of
they
wasabi.
were out.
So they could not make any more wasabi aioli.
Yeah.
So we had to leave
Apparently
without
nobody
that.
likes it but us.
That's what he
Yeah.
said.
Yeah,
I
it was
could
so
not
funny.
believe it.
Yeah. So
It's so good.
I'm friends with the GM.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have to like send her a message and be like, hey, can
You
I
need
just
to
have
keep-
some of this wasabi aioli?
And then
Just send it to my house.
you
It'll
need
be
to
fine.
keep that more in stock because we're going to go back sometime
Yeah,
and we
we're
want that
definitely gonna
wasabi
do that.
aioli again for
Yep.
sure.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna go back
That
and
stuff was awesome. Because if you've ever had like a wasabi pea, like peas that are like dipped in wasabi,
yeah.
that can be a little too much. Like I eat like a wasabi pea and I'm good.
Yeah.
But like the wasabi aioli, the aioli softens it enough that I can just eat that. I lent and
They were literally licking it out of the little cup.
with just my fingers because I ran out of fries.
Okay, so I actually get
Talking to the mic.
from the store. I actually get dried wasabi peas.
Mhm.
I like wasabi way more than I think these two like wasabi, and I was a little sad that it wasn't more wasabi-y.
Forward.
More wasabi forward, I suppose.
Yeah.
I could have done with more wasabi, but I'm like the spice king.
The Spice King.
I like wasabi. I just like I get the dried wasabi peas too, but they last me like a year because I'll eat like one or two at a time and be good.
What is this?
Someone is saying at least Jackson won't get scurvy.
Yeah, and then the 3-pack family depleting the wasabi supply in Michigan. Yeah, probably.
So good.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
delicious.
3 out of the 4 of us like wasabi.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
I don't like hot spicy
Anything.
things.
The thing is,
I like flavorful food.
I wouldn't even
I just don't
describe
like hot spicy.
wasabi as spicy. It's sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a sharp
It's like
flavor.
eating like fresh raw ginger.
Yes.
You
It's
get that
not
like
exactly. It's not spicy. It's sharp. It's,
Right.
I would
it's a
probably
really
like it.
it's a really distinct flavor experience.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a lot of umami
Mm-hmm.
to it.
I've never understood
So-
umami, so I can't speak to that.
Yeah.
Umami is just the unctuousness of food.
The goodness of
The
food.
goodness,
Right, yeah.
the deliciousness.
Yep.
Well, all of this had a lot of fucking umami then, because I loved everything we
Oh
ate.
fucking umami. It's the Irish in her.
Let all
You
fucking
say,
umami.
oh fucking umami. No,
Oh my God.
okay, so
Okay, so I think we've come to the end of this episode. I mean, you can't top that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of fucking umami.
oh my gosh! All right, so that's it for the very first episode of
Three
Pagans Eat plus Jackson. And just remember that going forward from here on out, oh fucking umami.
That's right. You can't say it better than that.